Next question. What kept you going? The best part, I was all I had. No backup plan, no one stepping in, no safety net. Just me. And at first, that feels really heavy because you realize if you stop, everything stops. But then it shifts because when you're all you've got, you stop waiting. You stop looking around for answers and you start building them. I didn't keep going because it was easy. I kept going because I understood something. If I can rely on myself at my worst, then I could trust myself at my best. That's what kept me going. Not hope, not luck, not faith. Me. Next question. You say this book is a system. What does that mean? Most books tell you what happened. This one shows you how to look at look at what's happening. That's the difference. Everything in it, the experience, the reactions, the decisions, they're not just there for the story. They're there to be broken down, to show patterns, to show cause and effect. So when I say system, I mean it gives you a way to process things in real time, not after the fact, not when it's already over, right there in the moment. You start seeing why people react the way they do, why you react the way you do, what's driving it underneath. And once you can see that, you can change how you respond to it. That's the system. Awareness, understanding, control. Three loop system. Everyone does it. That's why this look, it's because even the most intelligent, and I don't compare. It's not about becoming something new. It's about learning how to work with what's already there. Instead of being run by it, it's your nervous system. What's the first thing someone should start paying attention to? Receiving intel correctly. Most people don't realize they're not reacting to what actually happened. They're reacting to how they interpreted it. Tone, body language, timing, what was said, and what wasn't. That's the intel. But here's where it goes wrong. People mix the signal with their past. Old experiences, old emotions, old patterns. They filter everything through that. See, they're not seeing what's in front of them. They're seeing what they expect to be there. So the first step, slow it down. Separate actually what happened from what you felt about it. Because when you can receive clean information, you stop reacting off assumption and start responding off reality. That's where control begins. Next question. How do you control your reactions instead of being controlled? Ooh, I got. Forgive me if this sounds blunt, but control isn't about being one thing. It's about knowing you can be many things and choosing the right one for the exact right moment. Most people react off emotion. They get triggered and whatever comes out, comes out. That's not control. That's automatic. Control is awareness in real time. You feel the reaction, the anger, the fear, the pressure, but you don't let it decide for you. You ask, what does this situation actually require? not what I feel like doing, what it calls for. Sometimes that's calm, sometimes that's firm, sometimes that's walking away. That's the difference. You don't get rid of your reactions. You learn to hold them, understand them, and deploy the right response on purpose. Oh, I like this one. What does awareness actually look like in real life? It's quiet, like a whisper in the wind, a steady breeze moving through a tree. Nothing loud, nothing forced. It's like an old Western standoff. Everything slows down. The room doesn't get louder, it gets clearer. You notice everything. The way someone shifts their weight, a change in tone, a pause that shouldn't be there. Even the things people don't say stand out. It's like you can hear a pin drop, not because it's silent, but because your mind isn't drowning in noise anymore. You're not guessing, you're not reacting, you're seeing. That's awareness. Oh, this is a good one. What does strength really mean to you now? Strength now? It's the ability to sustain yourself, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, internally. It's restraint, being calm, clear minded, not getting pulled in every direction by what you feel in the moment. It's standing on solid ground no matter what's happening around you. Not rigid, not closed off, but balanced. Able to coexist without losing yourself in the process. Most of all, it's not letting your emotions dictate the situation. You feel them, you understand them, but you decide what happens next. That's strength to me now. About time got to this one. What do you want readers to walk away with? This might be hard to explain, but honestly, I want them to see it. That moment where it just clicks. Like, Eureka! Because everything in this book that didn't come overnight. That's years of work, years of paying attention, breaking things down, figuring out the hard way. And what it gave me is something I didn't even know I was chasing. I can stand in a crowd now of thousands of many. I'm not detached, and I'm not lost in it either. I'm connected. I can talk, laugh, move through people, even stop and share a moment with a stranger, just a giggle or a laugh, and keep going. No pressure, no noise in my head, just present. And that's the part nobody really talks about. You're not fighting everything anymore. You're not overthinking everything. You're just ready, happy. Not in a loud way, not in a forced way, just steady. And for me, once I experienced that, there was no going back. There was no other option I wanted. So, yeah, why wouldn't I want people to walk away with that? Why is understanding more important than overcoming? Well, how are you going to overcome something if you don't understand it? See what it's so easy to miss all the time, and it's the simplest one. Why we do it, I have no idea. But you can't overcome it if you don't understand it. Most people just try to push past things, grunt work, ignore it, fight it, bury it, and call that overcoming. But if you don't understand what caused it, what triggered it, what pattern is behind it, three loop system, it comes back. Different situation, same result. That's not overcoming. That's repeating. Understanding is what breaks the cycle. I repeat it. Understanding breaks the cycle. Because once you see it clearly, why it happens, how it happens, what role you play in it, now you have a choice. Now you can respond differently. Overcoming without understanding is temporary. Understanding, that's permanent. Last final question. What does this book represent to you personally? Life, not just what happened, but what it took to understand it. In this book, I planted seeds. Not religion, not beliefs people have to follow, just something you feel. Something you can recognize when it clicks. I started noticing patterns, how things come in threes, not a mythical way, in a structured way. Mind, body, and what drives it all. Call it spirit, call it energy, call it awareness, but it's there. And when those things are out of sync, life feels off. But when they align, everything changes. How you think, how you move, how you handle pressure. Some people call it the circle of life. Some call it balance. For me, it's the process of searching, seeking, and finally understanding. That's what this book represents. What it looks like to go through all of that and come out aligned. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I hope you make the choice to read this book, and especially reaches the right ones.